although the district has already worked on policies and procedures relating to due process, we simply aren't done. I know the district was in a situation, for example, where we had to comply with Title IX and all the other laws and regulations that relate to us. Of course we did. But I remember the day that the second reading of some of our due process policies occurred. And I remember hearing from some board members that we need to revisit this, that we're not done. I saw others nodding. And so I believe it's happening. Apparently slow going, but as I just heard from Trustee DeMartini, there is some progress. I remember one of my first conversations with Chancellor Young, and I said, in terms of the morale, in terms of the cohesiveness of the faculty, and as they relate to the leadership of the district, I see two main issues. And one of them is the contract. Of course, you've been hearing all about it, and this is the other one. So I'm very pleased to see some progress is being made, and I'm confident we'll get to the place.
Thank you, Alan. We'll move on now to item 5.1, presentation of Baker Station evacuation.
So we're going to need the screen, so
quick intro. Good evening. It's my pleasure to introduce to you Professor Tom Ostra and instructor Laura McNichol and
Crystal Sinclair.
Sinclair. I've met a number of times and I can't remember her name. Baker Station is an instructional facility that's operated in conjunction with the Forest Service. Tom's going to tell you all about that. I got to go up there for the first time this last summer and was, thoroughly impressed with what I saw, with the above and beyond work that the faculty were doing to support it, with the love and support of the students that were just integral to everything that was going on there. And it wasn't but a month later that the forest fire started. And so I personally was able to, really engage in that more, having just been there. Was privileged to be a part of a Facebook group that this collection of individuals participate in, and just to watch that dialogue. As in particular, I wanted to commend Laura for throughout. This was like their home burning down. It was that level of love, and the professionalism that Laura had all the way through there of thinking of what's happening, teaching about fire moments, posting videos, posting updates, keeping everybody informed. Tom was going on as a representative for the institution to all of the fire safety meetings, keeping us all informed of everything throughout it. I just wanted to commend both of them, all of them. Crystal, you were there at the time of the fire as well.
Yeah.
I've been teaching classes too, but all three of them, it's just been wonderful. So, any more from me? It's all yours.
Thanks, Brian, and thanks for your continued support of Baker Station. And I just want to thank our adjunct faculty for being here, and also we have a number of students here who Baker Station is very important to, and I was hoping you guys should just stand to represent so I don't know if we'll have time for them all to say something, but I just want to thank you all for being here and showing your support and making Baker Station what it is. So I'm going to try and keep this as brief as possible, but there's a lot of information. And the first part is just an introduction to Baker Station, because I think many of you are not quite sure what Baker Station and the High Sierra Institute is. And so I'm going to tell you what it is, and then I'm going to give you an update on how the Donnell fire affected our operations out there. So Baker Station is located about 55 miles up Highway 108 from Sonora. You can see it right there, the High Sierra Institute of Baker Station. It's located near Kennedy Meadows, which is a well-known landmark at the foot of Sonora Pass at about 6,200 feet of elevation. It actually says 58 miles east of Sonora there. It's located in this beautiful valley, which is the valley of the Middle Fork of the Stanislaus River. You can see Kennedy Peak in the background. Baker Station is down in the bottom of the valley there next to the river. As you approach Baker Station, you see signs indicating the proximity to Sonora Pass. Baker Station, by the way, is a Forest Service facility, and we do operate it under a special use permit, and we got a new special use permit last year for 20 years, which we're very excited about. As you can see from the sign identifying the High Sierra Institute at Baker Station, it is operated by the Yosemite Community College District as a land stewardship academic partnership with the Forest Service. This is a shot of Baker Station that shows some of the historic buildings. These buildings date to the 1930s when a highway commission station was built there to maintain the new highway. The site itself dates back to the late 1800s when Greenberry Baker established a stage stop and resort there to maintain Mono Sonora Toll Road. We have a number of classes at Baker Station in the summertime, ranging from things related to forestry and natural resources, forest inventory, field ornithology, other classes such as yoga, tai chi, nature drawing, nature journaling, edible and medicinal plants, and a number of other classes. Just see some of the buildings at Baker Station and some of the activities that take place up there. It's very much suited to outdoor learning. The climate is wonderful there in the summertime. You can see that crossbar there on the left. That's one of the most historic pieces at Baker Station, dates to the late 1800s, and has made Baker Station eligible for the National Register of Historic Places, which it was included on in 2004. The porches at Baker Station face the old Mono Sonora Toll Road, which is where those picnic tables are right there. You can see the highway there on the left, and the Middle Fork of the Stanislaus River is right on this other side of the highway. There's Jeff Tolhurst holding court. And students assembled around the campfire pit. Old fishing class. So students are allowed to stay at Baker Station free of charge with their registration. We have a kitchen facility. We do not prepare food for students. They bring their own food and prepare their own food. And we have, a modern kitchen. Our refrigerators are operated on propane since our electricity is on a generator, and we only use it for brief periods of time in the evening, sometimes in the morning. But we have all the important amenities, including barbecue grill. There's Gene Womble cooking up some steaks. We have restrooms with flush toilets, which is very important to people. Hot showers. We have handicapped accessible bathroom and shower, and a whole cabin that's handicapped accessible. That's the bunkhouse there on the right. The bunkhouse sleeps 32. There's 4 beds per room. And there's some common areas in the bunkhouse as well where students can relax and study. And there's the porch on the bunkhouse right there. We have tent camping areas as well. If students wish to tent camp, they can tent camp. And we also have several classroom facilities. This is the social hall. We have laptops up there, should they be needed for things like GIS classes or English classes or photography classes, which we all have up there. We have instruments for studying biology, like dissecting scopes and microscopes and things like that. Our largest classroom is the truck shed, which is literally a truck shed. But as you can see, it has been converted to work nicely as a large classroom. And it's wonderful when we have the doors open. You can hear the river across the street. And there you can see the river just past the supervisor's cabin, and get a feeling for how river across the street, the Middle Fork of the Stanislaus River. So one of the great things about Baker Station is it gives us very quick access to the high country, like areas like St. Mary's Pass, Sonora Pass, Eagle Meadows, Long Valley, and other locations. So that's Baker Station in a nutshell. By the way, I've been the coordinator for Baker Station for the last 10 years, and Baker Station was established as a partnership and an educational facility in 2000. Prior to that, it was this close to being bulldozed, and I think everyone's very happy that Ross Carkeet and Bob Wetzel stepped in to save it and turn it into the wonderful facility that we have here. Okay, getting to the Donnell fire. On August 3rd, I was made aware of a small fire in the canyon of the Middle Fork of the Stanislaus River above Donnell Reservoir. I was assured by Forest Service personnel at the time that it was not a risk. It was 10 miles away from Baker Station. It was small. It was considered to be not a threat. On August 4th, the weather changed. The wind picked up. The temperature rose. The humidity fell. And the fire began to make extreme runs towards the towards the east, towards Baker Station. This is a photograph, as you can see, taken on August 4th from Baker Station with ominous smoke clouds in the distance. On this day, we received an advisory evacuation.